Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is an American horror movie directed by Emma Tammy and written by Scott Cawthon. And I say all of that, and I'm sure you can't possibly guess by my tone, but I didn't really like it. So in today's review, I'm gonna get into why I didn't like it. But you know the drill. You know why you're here. You want to hear my thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Let's just get into it. So I do want to give credit where credit is due, because this review is going to be largely negative. I'm going to talk about the things I liked now. Opening scene, fantastic opening scene, great way to introduce the characters, genuinely scary, genuinely built some tension. Like the first, I so wish that the movie retained its quality from the opening scene, because legitimately it just felt like it was all downhill from there. The opening scene was very good. Also, the animatronics looked very, very good. Once again, I believe Jim Henson's Creature Shop did the animatronics. Very, very good. They looked very good. They weren't menacing at all, but I'll get into that a little later. Some of them looked scary, but they were not menacing threats to me, really, at all. And the cinematography was pretty good. Like, I specifically actively at one point noticed, I was like, oh, they're matching cuts, like they're matching where things are. That's good. That's nice to see. That explains why I don't have a headache right now, because at one point I definitely should have had a headache and I didn't, so that was nice. Alright, we hit my list of positives. Unfortunately, there's really not that many. I want to go over the biggest negative that this movie has, and that is that it took exactly what was wrong with the first movie and unfortunately amplified it pretty early on. And for those of you who are wondering what I'm specifically talking about, I'm talking about the animatronics move. The animatronics move almost immediately. And I don't know about you, but part of the reason why I find the game so scary is that you don't see them move. They just move. They just almost teleport, but you know they're moving. That's one of the reasons I find the games scary. And yet again, this movie almost immediately shows them moving. And also, another thing I would like to complain about is they don't move that fast. Like, for example, there's this one bit where this piece of crap teacher is, like, crawling away from an animatronic. And this upper middle-aged, this not in the greatest shape, older middle-aged man is crawling away faster than an animatronic is moving. And I know it's supposed to be doing, like, you know, the menacing lurking thing, but we see that's like the top speed these animatronics move at. The only animatronic that moves quickly is Mangle, and Mangle does have like some cool scenes in this. Mangle has a pretty good chase scene, but none of the animatronics felt threatening at all to me, even when their eyes, you know, glow red. Again, good character design, but none of them really, at no point was I really afraid at all. Which again, I do know that leads me into another one of my complaints. The movie is rated PG-13. I would love to see the Tammy cut, and it's just an extended version of the movie that's rated R. I feel like that doesn't serve the story well. I feel like they're intentionally cutting around things and cutting around the gruesome nature of the games to fit in the PG-13 rating. And I understand. Get that back. I'm not trying to say that that is a bad idea, because they know that a large part of the audience watching this is children, and that unfortunately my age really isn't the target audience for this movie. The target audience is younger teens, but it felt like a missed opportunity. I felt like I kept waiting for something. I felt like I was waiting for something epic to happen, some epic conclusion that takes place at Faz Fest, and it just didn't go anywhere with that. It felt like it was letting me down time after time again. The last thing I wanted to say was that in the realm of this movie also repeating mistakes from the first movie. It repeats mistakes in that the script feels sluggish. The movie feels like it drags, and that's really, really obnoxious by about 45 minutes in. I'm okay with things slowing down a little after the very dramatic, very kind of scary, honestly, opening scene. I'm fine with things slowing down a bit, but goodness gracious, it is aggravating how much things slow down and for how long they slow down. And one final thing, by the way, one final complaint. I feel bad almost exclusively giving complaints, but it's fine. The movie does a good job building tension in the first scene, and then for the entire rest of the movie, it throws tension out the window. It instead relies on cheap jump scares, which I get that the game is filled with jump scares, but it's just kind of loud noise. Loud equals scary. And I don't know about you personally, but when a movie goes with the loud equals scary moment, it just ends up pissing me off. It doesn't do anything at all to actually scare me. Like, yeah, I might jump in the moment, but at that point, I'm honestly just kind of mad because I'm like, okay, bro, you couldn't build enough tension to actually scare me, so you had to resort to play a loud sound, and it hurts your ears, you know. It's aggravating, to say the least. Anyways, that is going to do it for my Five Nights at Freddy's 2 review. Have you seen Five Nights at Freddy's 2? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.